Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to season 2, episode 130. Guys, as you know, I post a link on Twitter at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. Anytime you guys ever want to join and give your thoughts and discussions, always feel free and welcome to. I post that link on Twitter. So whenever you feel like it, if you want to discuss and give your thoughts and comments, always feel free and welcome. But let me introduce my co-host for today, Alex.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, guys. On today's episode, we're going to be giving you it's going to be a quick episode. Barcelona have already won La Liga. We're going to give you our quick thoughts on tomorrow's game against Real Sociedad. We are playing at home. Barcelona's going to be celebrating the La Liga title, and we'll just be talking about like some quick news that's coming around. But Alex, tomorrow's game. What are your thoughts ahead of it? How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think we're all very happy with Barcelona winning the league. So, obviously, I'm not feeling any. I don't think the team should be feeling any pressure. I'm feeling quite content. I think tomorrow is, and the remainder of the games we have are games for us to play our bench and to even play younger players who may need a chance, or even players that have been struggling all season. I think these are perfect games to play Ansu Fati and to play players like Paulo Torre, to play
Mm-hmm.
players like I forgot his name right now, the 15-year-old that debuted for us.
Yamin Yamal.
Yamal, yeah.
Exactly.
It's a perfect
Uh-huh.
game to debut players like that and to give him and to give our starters, right, our stars rest time. Maybe leave Lewandowski if he wants to score a couple more for the golden boot. But other than that, I think we're in a very comfortable situation. This is the time of the season where we relax.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow's game is mostly going to be about, as you said, just giving some playing time to those players who haven't, have that many minutes throughout the entire season, get some runouts to those young players. And for example, if Barcelona is going to want to basically sell a player, for example, Ferran Torres on Sufati, this is a perfect opportunity to give them some runtime and hopefully they impress and give some rest time to also to some key players. For example, when we look at the squad lineup, give me 1 second where I can find it. Tomorrow's squad is actually going to be very, very exciting. Um, there's going to be no noticeable absentees. This is a squad lineup. And as you can see, there is no Araujo, there is no Pedri, there is no Gavi. These players, both Araujo and Pedri, they did pick up like a small injury. It's nothing too serious, but it's also just like as a precautionary measure. And Gavi, he's also not going to be in the squad. He's going to be giving some much needed rest. He's a player who's played throughout the entirety of the season. And as you can see right now, Ronald Araujo has a problem in his right calf. He's unavailable for selection, and his recovery would dictate his return. And the same thing with Pedri. Pedri has a right thigh problem. So both of these players picked up small little injuries, nothing too serious, and we'll basically take it from there. We'll see who we play, but this is the squad lineup for the game, and I'm very excited to see what Xavi lines up for. Um, Hopefully, we see some players that we don't normally see.
For sure. And like I said, this is a great opportunity to give the players that have worked so hard this season a well-deserved break. And it's a perfect opportunity again to see the youngsters really come on the team and give it their best and impress essentially the manager Xavi in this case. And I think that's a very strategic thing to do, especially now that the league has already won.
Hmm.
And as we can see here in what we think is going to be the starting 11, we see certainly some rotation in the defense with Eric Garcia, and then in the midfield we see, of course, Kessie in the mix, and we see Ferran Torres up top. So we
Hmm.
will be, as Elias as well as I predict that there will be a three-man midfield as opposed to
Uh-huh.
the four-man that they have played so much this season, and we'll be seeing Rafinha and Ferran Torres, in our opinion, come on as the wingers.
Hmm.
And I think that's a perfect mix. Ferran Torres is certainly a player that has struggled in form throughout the season, but we know how impactful he can be when he's in form. And he's a phenomenal player in his own way. Very, very great positioning, very good movement on the ball and off the ball. Um, and yeah, I think in the midfield, Kessie's he's a bull. The guy asks what he does what we ask him, and he does. He's not the most technical or the best midfielder in the team, obviously, but he's a player that gives it his all.
Exactly.
And Eric Garcia, someone that we've criticized a lot this season. It's good to see him in the team. Maybe he can regain some confidence. and just start playing better as he gets into the team tomorrow, which that's what we predict. But I wanted to ask you a question real quick. So, as you've noticed, uh, Pep Guardiola has started playing John Stones as a CDM,
Yeah.
someone
Uh-huh.
someone who's been playing center back for some time now.
Yeah.
Could you see that as a possibility in Eric Garcia's future, or do you think that's too unrealistic for a team
N-
like Barcelona?
that's a real possibility. Xavi has played Eric Garcia as a pivot before, and one thing that is key to distinguish is that the difference between a defensive midfielder and a pivot. Busquets is both, for example. Defensive midfielder, you think of Conte, you think of Makalele, you think of these players who are physical and like their main job is to defend. The pivot is those players, for example, like Busquets, like Rodri, these players who are very technical on the ball, Pirlo. Um, but they have strengths in both of their games. Now, Eric Garcia, if he plays in that position, he does have the passing range and the technical ability as well as the defensive capabilities. Just we will have to see him more in that position, and this is something that Xavi can try out. Is he confident and plays him in Eric Garcia as that six? It's an option.
It's a possibility, yeah.
hmm but that's basically the lineup for tomorrow's game. It's going to be very exciting to see what Barcelona does. But another piece of news that I wanted to discuss actually is the story of Barcelona. Like a couple players just like getting into the Liga team of the season. Just wanted to give some congratulations. Let me pull up the picture, and then we'll talk about some other quick pieces of news real quick. Let me see if I can find the photo. Should be right here. Aha, got it. Let me go here. There we go. These are the players who've gotten in the La Liga team of the season. Congrats to these players, both Balde, Pedri, Ter Stegen, Lewandowski, and Koundé. There are some other players who have gotten team of the who've been included in the team of the season, but such as Araujo and Christensen. But these players have been such a rock in the back. Well, what do you make of their performances?
Well, I mean, I think the being included in the team of the season speaks for itself. They've had a phenomenal season, all of them. Balde is a player that I've been a huge fan of this season. He's someone that we saw a little bit of last season, but especially early on in this season, we saw Xavi give him more minutes and trust him more. And I think he really proved himself and really showed that he is the proper future left back that Barcelona needs. And moving on from him, Conde, someone I think is also very admirable because he's been playing out of his position for some time now. He's naturally a center back, not a right back.
Mhm.
And considering that, I thought he's done a pretty good job. There were some instances during the season, a couple auto goals here or there, and a couple of shaky performances, but very solid overall. A very big and important component in just our very solid defense this season. And of course, Ter Stegen speaks for itself. What a monster season he's had. Um, and yeah, most clean sheets in Barca history, if I'm not mistaken, for one season, or did
Yeah, it's the most clean sheet in the Barcelona history.
right?
And that's another thing that we would like to talk about. Is Barcelona going to go for that record? Like extend that record even further because we didn't break the entire La Liga um, clean sheet record. Ter Stegen is one game away, but we will have to see what they decide. Do they play Ter Stegen or do they play Iñaki Peña? But well, one last piece of news I wanted to discuss was wait, it's I'm blanking right now. What was it? Oh, La Liga's viability plan, guys. We all know that our entire summer plan is depending on La Liga accepting our viability plan. This is just like a plan saying like, hey, we're going to be selling these players. We're going to be doing these steps in order to basically lower our wage bill and get players sales. And it was supposed to be today where La Liga give us the go ahead to basically start our summer, but unfortunately, it's being pushed back next week. And this is not just like anything to be worried about. This is just La Liga being disorganized and being La Liga themselves, but I wouldn't worry too much um, about it.
Yeah, hopefully, like you said, it does go well because a lot is riding on this.
Yeah, Lala's right on it.
And it's going to be a very busy summer for Barcelona. I think we talked about it in the channel before. There's a lot of players that they, not necessarily a lot, but there's a lot of spaces they need to fill. Right? It's not like
Mhm.
we're looking for a lot of different players. We're just looking for certain positions that we need to reinforce. We talked about the right back spot,
Yeah.
having another center back to have in the whole rotation system that we might have.
Mhm.
We do need a deeper bench. And of course, Messi, bringing more of a threat up top, maybe reinforcing the middle of the field a little bit with players like Gundogan. But for sure, it's going to be a very busy summer, and hopefully this does go well and it goes through, and we can carry on with the transfers that the team needs.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, that was it for tonight's episode. It was a quick episode. Just talk about Real Sociedad, Barcelona players entering into La Liga team of the season, and also about La Liga's our go ahead for the La Liga viability plan. Guys, let us know down in the comment section below. Well, which players would you want to see inside in tomorrow's game against Real Sociedad? Would you want to see Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Pablo Torres be given minutes? What would you like for Barcelona summer transfer targets to be? And as always, I post a link on Twitter at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. Just click on the link and then you'll be able to join. But guys, that was it for tonight's episode. We'll catch you guys all tomorrow for the match reaction. Peace out, guys.